Hello, my name is Paul Fisher. I'm the editor of SC Magazine. I'm reporting from the recent Optimise or Compromise series of conferences that we held in London, Manchester and Edinburgh. The videos you'll see discuss whether it's possible to maximise operational efficiency at the same time reduce costs when it comes to security. Please enjoy the videos.
I would ask whether it's, given the amount of technology that we do have, and all of you have, that it surely is possible to optimise without compromising security.
This morning I demonstrated that unifying architectures allows us to increase the level of security, but I think organisationally we also need to adapt. I think that typically, say a gateway decision can be made either in the security team or within the networks infrastructure team. A desktop decision around encryption typically can be made elsewhere inside the organisation, and this has a recurring theme.
I would take a counterpoint view. My view is that it's eminently easy to compromise security with the amount of technology we've got knocking around. And some of it's been introduced in such a rush to have the latest gadget, to have the highest bandwidth or the highest onboard storage, or the sexiest device, and it's usually the guys at the top of the organisation who want one of these, with the most damaging information if it goes missing. And these things get introduced without a great deal of thought about the risks involved.
So I'd like to share with you a little of what we're doing in a hugely diverse organisation to mitigate the security risks and the security vulnerabilities that we see on a worldwide basis. We're a very data-rich organisation. That's our kind of stock in trade. We run lots of research and programme projects around the world, collecting data, gathering information, which we then analyse and work through into policies that we can work on with government agencies, non-government agencies.
We started small. We created a forum of people from both IT and business, and started looking at what should we do about these gaps and opportunities in security. We created a plan. We set ourselves some objectives. We did a lot of technical projects with suppliers that are in this room, including Vistorm. So we did that. We needed to invest in the infrastructure, and we spent a lot of money there. But we also spent a lot of time looking at the people aspects. As I said, there's lots of things we weren't doing right, lots of things to do better. So we did lots of simple things, free stuff in a way, poster campaigns, desk drops, basic education programs. We enforced a more difficult to hack into password policy. We adapted the acceptable use policy. We enforced everyone to wear security badges. We put signs on doors emphasising that people were entering a secure area. So we did lots of little things which overall raised the profile of security and actually improved our security.
So the planning for this session, optimise or compromise, it got me to thinking about, actually this is a basic cost equation. So the premise I've set out on in 10 minutes is to try and demonstrate that security isn't directly proportional to costs, and ultimately to go the other way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce what I think is the most basic side of the security equation. I'm going to look at what puts cost into security and what we can do to take cost out. And on the other side of the equation, I'm going to look at the security argument about how can we increase our security and our protections against the threats, and then review the mitigating factors as to what we can do to bring balance or to push the equation in the benefit of one side.
Jem, how can you stop redundant staff stealing data from your company?
Well, I think the key to ensuring that sort of no data leaves the business as staff are made redundant, I think that process starts years beforehand. I think starts to having a sort of good, robust sort of policy around data management. I mean, the things that we would look to do would be to make sure that data is consolidated as much as possible in the data center, that there's the right sort of access controls on that, and that application access to that data is sort of delivered in a thin way through maybe using a web technology.
So a lot has been talked about a trend called Bring Your Own Computer, or BYOC, which is kind of an extension of the consumerization of IT. I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on the security implications of this.
Yes. I mean, traditionally, as you know, large enterprises have furnished their staff with hardware infrastructures that have been quite tightly controlled to a designated standard, and therein lies economy of scale and some element of security in the build. The trend now is to look to BYOC, as you say, and looking at consumer level PCs and other devices, and I think this is a logical development from some of the deliberations of folk like the Jericho Forum, where they've looked at deperimeterization. They've said there's the core stuff which we will protect within a corporate boundary. Other stuff can stay outside that, and we need worry less about how that's protected and to the degree to which that's protected. That's sort of one of the drivers behind this development, I think.
I think they've been very interesting events. It's nice to see a systems integrator like Vistorm gathering a mixture of opinion from industry analysts, from customers, from the security vendor community. I think it's providing a really interesting forum for which the delegates seem very receptive to. So very, very positive about the events and the agenda, certainly.